Vendetta is finally here, the new melee DPS with massive sword, insane mobility, and more movement tech than half of the roster combined. This is your complete day one guide, combos, tech, perks, counters, and how to actually dominate. Let's start with the ability overview. Her primary fire, Palatine Fang. Vendetta swings her great sword in a 3-hit combo. Swing 1 and 2 are left to right and right to left for 50 damage each. The third is a 130 damage overhead slash, a narrow line attack with a short wind-up before that. It doesn't need to be cast instantly, but it expires quickly and it whiffs easily if your aim is off. But don't underestimate its extended range. If you jump, you also gain a small leap, letting you bunny hop or even pull airborne heroes out of the sky. This overhead slash is your main burst damage, but don't spam it mindlessly like walking like Reiner Brig. I have yeeted myself off the map more than once thanks to the sudden downward lunge. Okay, then the alt fire. Warding Stance is a frontal 100-degree block that gives 75% damage reduction and fully deflects melee damage. Your resource goes back from 0 to 100% in 11 seconds and blocks around 400 damage in total. Important details are taking damage drains the resource, the regen stops when you're blocking or using the block, it has 0.5% a second recast delay, and you can only reactivate it once one of the 3 bars have been refilled. This is your main do not die button, either to retreat or buy time for your supports to heal you back up. Then, the ability 1, Soaring Slice, the E, is your core mobility. It is a 6-second cooldown and the cooldown already starts when you use it, so you throw your sword, it pierces all enemies in front of it for 40 damage, and then you fly towards it. It ignores shields completely, only walls or solid surfaces can stop it before the max range. The uses for it are a little double overhead slash on the ground. You can reach roofs and slide a bit, but you cannot hover like a Doomfist. You will do the overhead slash on the roof and then just fall down. Also, if you get CC'd during the pull towards the blade or you lose LOS, the dash will just stop. This ability is your entry tool and your exit tool and your combo tool. This ability is everything. Then, the ability 2, the Whirlwind dash or the shift, is a forward rush into a circular slash around you. It can be cancelled early with block or primary fire for less damage. If you hit a wall, the movement stops right away, but you continue to spin around, so the damage around you will still proc earlier. The cooldown is 10 seconds, so it's not very good to open fights because you probably won't get it back unless you score a kill with it, then it might be worth. Some notes: there is a huge vulnerability window during the spin. People will probably look at you. It's great though for clearing low HP enemies in small rooms that are all like riled up there and you do big AoE damage. And the spin also has like a little CC around it and boops enemies away, which can ruin follow-ups for yourself but also for enemies. The dash is horizontally only. You can't climb a ledge with it, but you also cannot fall off a map and you can pretty easily close gaps with it. It's a good disengage and gap closing tool, so don't waste it. Then next, the passive is your win condition. Every melee or ability hit gives you a stack for lasting 5.5 seconds, refreshing on each hit. Each stack adds 5% attack speed and 4% movement speed up to 5 stacks or 8 stacks with the perk. Fully stacked, you become a blender. When it drops, you feel like walking through glue though, so try to keep it up. It keeps you alive and poke with projected edge, for example. So yeah, projected edge. It's like the combo of holding your block and then primary fire. It's only usable during your block and it consumes one of the 3 energy bars your block comes with to fire an 80 damage piercing projectile. Think of it as a budget fire strike. It's great for poking, terrible for dueling snipers though, because you like leave your block for a second and then the widow just clicks you and you might even miss it. So Use it safely from afar on maybe grouped enemies to stack your passive. And actually counter another Vendetta blocking because it pierces through her warding stance, but overspamming will leave you helpless with no sustain left. Then, the ultimate ability, Sundering Blade. It has 3 stages for respective 100, 200 and 400 damage on direct hit or half for the AoE around it. It has a massive range and a massive hitbox. It ignores shields and does 50% bonus damage to deployables. It also deletes overhealth first, meaning at stage 3 you can literally one-shot squishes through beat, trance, tidal blast and even blocks. But it has an extremely slow wind-up. You move like a brick during it, and you have worse survivability than Pharah's barrage, so make sure to use cover or get help. So the best use is, from what I've seen so far, a quick tap combo. It adds 100 damage to, for example, your overhead slash to add up for a 230 burst. But fully charged, it autocasts after 4 seconds, and when you're hovering in air, you get 60% reduced knockback, and afterwards slam down to get big kills, hopefully. The combos. The basic combo is you shoot your projected edge and then Whirlwind dash right after it into the same direction. It's simple poke and it's forcing some cooldowns. The advanced burst combo can reach 250 damage. You also firstly fire your projected edge, then you E right after it. You store your overhead slash by not right away holding your LMB, but you animation cancel with your shift at the max range of the E to dash right after it. You do the whirling damage around you, and then after the spin you do the overhead slash, and this should in theory be 250 damage. But be aware, you have 0 mobility cooldowns after that one, so don't grieve yourselves. And then the bread and butter, the rotation so far, and I try to do to go in and out of teamfight, is you poke with your projected edge to get like a stack or 2 of your passive up, then you use your E to get in, your overhead slash, and then maybe a couple of swings, maybe a couple more overhead slashes, and then you shift out before you're too low, and if you get a bit of focus in between or afterwards, use your warding stance for survivability, for blocking some damage off, and then you wait for your resource to get back in, and you start with projected off and rinse and repeat. Never overstay. You're an assassin bruiser, not the frontline. You're not the tank. I have to say that to myself quite a few times, but you're not the tank. Then, the corner pre-slash tag. You can hit your first 2 swings into a wall or a corner and then, only then, peek with the little leap from your overhead slash. And then you can tag tanks like Ryan for free. And then you go back, hide, and do it again. Also, we have a rollout combo. You use the first 2 swings, and then the overhead gives you a little leap. Then you cancel that one right away into your E without leaping onto the floor. At max range of the E, you press your shift, and then you cancel your spin with the slash down, making you go zooming everywhere. Use it for running from spawn or crossing gaps or escaping. Never engage with it unless it guarantees a kill and you in a situation without an enemy there. Okay, so we talked about it, how to engage. Vendetta is an assassin bruiser hybrid, so you have 275 HP with 100 armor, but no real sustain beside perks, so never front to back, play off angles, play it smart, scout before you engage. Ana might have a sleep. That's your certain death. Avoid tanks with mobility. They will try to follow you. And if they dive you first, you die first. Speed is everything. Keep the passive stacked before you gain, or leave the fight immediately when your passive runs out. You really do not want to take a fight being so slow. You're a high tempo skirmisher, fast in or fast dead. That's about it. Then perks. Which perks do we use? For the minor perks, there's actually a kind of rough decision, but I personally would go with Siphoning Stance. It's a 30% lifesteal on the overhead slash for around 40 HP per hit with the overhead slash. That's quite a bit of heal, and it also works with your ult, so each person your ult hits will give you 40 HP back to your health bar. So maybe use your ult quick with that one, and you get quicker heals. heals after being focused. It's the best overall option in my opinion because it gives Vendetta actual sustain, and it's even better when fully stacked because you can overhead slash even faster. Then Relentless, making you stack up to 8 times instead of 5, maxing on a total of 40% attack speed and 32% movement speed, which sounds good, but is only good when your supports are hard-pocketing you or the enemy just completely ignores you, because otherwise you might be fast, but you still die instantly if they look at you. Then, the major perks. Firstly, Swift Vengeance. If you are prone to dying a lot, that might be good, but otherwise, it's a throw pick. It marks the last enemy that you killed, and killing them gives 125 over health and a full cooldown reset. But as I said, it's pretty useless. You don't want to die to activate value. It's only good in the Q times 66 Vendetta only lobbies because it adds a little bit more sustain in like game mode without real heals, right? Then, the perk that we take for the major perks, Raging Storm. A Whirlwind dash hits 3 extra times. It's more AoE damage, and still the roll around is cancelable, so that's a correct pick in almost every game. Then, matchup encounters, I cannot say too much about that yet, we need to get a few more games in, but the biggest threat are definitely Cassidy, Ana, Venture, Hog, Orisa, maybe even Sombra. Basically everyone who wants to CC you, wants to stop your rotation of getting in and then out, or just one-shots you like the Widow or a Hanzo. If they click your head, you're still dead, and your block's gonna like only hold for that long. The easier matchups are Winston and Deaver, who just dive in and then are there, and you'd like do way more damage than them. Also like basically a soldier or whoever is like, or Weaver, whoever is like poking you. Yeah, generally if they don't do too much burst damage or have not too much mobility to like get super far away from you, you can duel them, but basically, the rule of thumb is nothing is truly for free with Vendetta. She's extremely poke vulnerable, and you want to do the fast in, fast outs on everyone with a little bit of care. So, to summarize all this, Vendetta is a high-skill tempo assassin bruiser with insane mobility, massive burst potential, and almost 0 safety net. So, master the movement, pre-stack the passive dive only when it's safe, and always play fast. I'll be streaming her every day starting Season 20 on December the 9th. We stream every day of 2025, and I'm aiming for GM with her, maybe even top 500. Who knows? Let's see. See ya on Twitch. If this helped, drop a like, subscribe, click the bell. You know it all, and let's shred the lobbies together.